Wakey, wakey.
Your school days.
Morning, Carisha. Morning, miss.
Love them.
I got it right on the calculator. I know how to do fractions now.
Or loathe them.
Hello, intervention room. Place of pain.
It's not fair.
You never forget them.
Dominic, perhaps you'd like to tell me what you're doing with that chair?
At this big city school in East London, things are changing.
Rivaldo, lesson. Morning.
There's a new head teacher.
In silence, please, Year 10.
With a plan to inspire the kids of the capital.
We've got 900 pupils, bags and bags of potential, but not a lot of self-belief.
Sir, I can't do it.
Yes, you can.
Right, come on, let's do today. Every child in this school deserves to succeed.
Are you excited?
And our job is to make sure we get it right for every single one of them.
But when you're dealing with teenagers,
Whoa.
life's never straightforward.
Come on, sweetie, don't cry.
And I want to know what it is that's troubling you so much.
We filmed over the year to find out what life is really like in our secondary schools.
If we can't get to a point where you can understand why your behaviour was wrong, I'll have to exclude you.
For the teachers.
Guys, in all seriousness, I am having a nervous breakdown.
I love you, miss.
And the kids.
Can I bring a pillow into the exam?
No.
At the very start of adult life.
It's banter.
I know it's only banter. This is the time for work hard.
Good morning. I'm going to count down and then I'm locking the gates. Get moving. 5, 4...
It's 8:30 a.m. and Deputy Head Miss Hillman is on late duty.
3...
One of the things I do hear a lot of is, Miss Hillman's coming, Miss Hillman's coming.
2... 1.5...
In their eyes, I'm probably over-pernickety about uniform. You know, nothing will get past me.
Right, I'm literally about to lock the gate now. Dennis, you're the last person in. Is that your breakfast, chewing gum? Better not be. Done. Right, you're late, guys. Over here, please, Jay. Reason? You're a general muppet.
As head of discipline at Frederick Bremer, Miss Hillman is responsible for the behaviour of 900 students, 2/3 of which are boys.
How near do you live to the school? Embarrassingly near. Take your shirt and off you go. Detention today. I think there is a pressure, particularly for boys, to fit in, and perhaps it's acting up and thinking that they need to be something that perhaps they're not. And that often, I think, manifests itself in quite macho behaviour, quite silly behaviour. I think part of our job is to help all those boys to understand what it means to be a man, and there is so much more to that than image and swagger.
Chestnuts, I'll make you do press-ups. Right, wait, let's go again, let's go. Donut, you got no nuts.
Who's the coolest person in the school?
Here's no more.
One boy at Frederick Bremer who is currently causing Miss Hillman some concern is 13-year-old Halil.
I think Halil likes the idea of being a bit of a confident player in the school community.
Hey, it's quite hot in here. You know what? 'Cause I'm in here, dog.
Are you a big player in the school?
Maybe.
It's the start of the day and lessons are about to begin.
No, I know mother's life, bro. Stop. Stop, bruv. No, bruv, it's not fun. Move, bruv.
Against school rules, Halil has come in wearing a hat.
What's the matter with his hair?
He's had a bad haircut and he won't take his hat off. Someone went to whip his hat off and he lost the plot a little bit, so rather than him kick off, he got put in there.
You're not asking me to have a conversation with him and keep a straight face.
If you laugh at my hair, it's over. It's messed. She pulled my hairline back a lot. She messed it up, like she did the trim all wrong, and like she cut my head as well.
Right.
I like it when people laugh with me, but not laugh at me.
Halil's bad hair day has got so out of hand that head teacher Miss Smith is now involved.
I know you're upset. I mean, honestly, Halil, we've all had haircuts that have been haircuts from hell, OK? You shouldn't have had those lines put in it. If anyone has a go at you because of your hair, that's their problem. You're better than that. If someone starts upsetting you, what are you going to do?
Walk away.
Walk away.
Playground respect has real currency for Halil, but often it's potentially very dangerous when and if he gets disrespected. And I've seen him on a number of occasions where somebody just making a comment and he suddenly switches.
If you tease me, then obviously you're wanting a reaction, so I'll give you a reaction. And my reaction isn't that good, so...
Just step away, just step away.
Don't touch me! Don't take shit for. Don't touch me!
Right, I don't need to... Halil. Don't touch me!
I'm sorry, but I wasn't laughing.
Do you know what? If you're sorry, it's not about whether you're laughing or not. It's about whether that's going to provoke a reaction out of him. And I think you knew that a reaction was coming.
Your reaction was totally inappropriate. You know that there are people in school that you can speak to if you're feeling angry. To do what you did and smash the school up with your fist is not acceptable, all right? And I'll be deciding later on about what I'm going to do sanction-wise for that.
It annoys me when I lose my temper. I just see red, yeah. I don't take notice of anything else that's around me, and then I go crazy and then get in trouble.
You need to apologise for the girls for the way that you reacted. They will apologise to you for the way that they reacted, but you're going to have to go first.
I don't know why, but when a teacher says to apologise or anyone, yeah, I find it really hard. Sorry for grabbing you.
Sorry for intimidating you.
And approaching you.
And annoying you.
Right.
It's all right.
Can we feel the love?
Not love.
Well, not the love. All right. I don't think we're ready for a group hug, are we? Not quite yet. All right.
I find it so moist. Like, what do you achieve from being in a gang? Like, oh, it's so stupid.
They're so childish. They're like 18, 19.
Right, go get a job, man.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Lamar is in year 10 and 12 months away from his GCSEs.
The difference is now, yeah, gang, like a group of friends, automatically gets mistaken for gangs now.
Yeah.
Stereotype for London school is probably gangs everywhere, boys with their trousers down their arse, someone who carries a knife, listens to rap music, wear hoodies all the time and always out at night. We're actually not like that at all. We never just go out and do nothing. It's pointless. It's just a waste of time. End of the day. Plus it's England, it's gonna be cold. I don't have to be that stereotype. I will let my career do the talking for me.
What's the dream?
A footballer.
What's he got? Oh, Lamario.
Everything I want to do in the future is all related to play professionally. Football is everything, like, it dominates my life.
James! Get on, Lamar. James!
Yeah, he's a good kid. He's got the same ambition as 10 billion other kids in the world, you know, he wants to be a footballer.
Oh!
It's very easy for them to become one-track minded in terms of, I want to be a footballer, compared to, right, you know what, I'm going to sit at home and study tonight.
Gentlemen, one line here, please. We could be here because of a firing squad. It's the old-fashioned method of dealing with problems like this. You line people up against the wall and you shoot them.
There's some concern amongst staff that outside his PE lessons, Lamar isn't taking school as seriously as he should be.
Lamar, see my face? He's not laughing, is it? There's a reason for that, because this isn't humorous. I go and see a comedian when I want to laugh.
Lamar is a typical teenager. He thinks he's an adult and he wants to act and be treated like an adult. The kind of plain truth of it is that there are huge gaps missing.
Now, I think that if you want to use the word misunderstanding, that's probably the nice way to put what happened at lunch.
Assistant head teacher Mr. Palumbo has called Lamar to his office to discuss an altercation with another student.
I actually don't think that lunchtime was a misunderstanding, Lamar.
But you can't blame... He came up to me.
Yeah, and
he grabbed me.
Yeah.
He started shouting in my face. Because I pushed him harder than he touched me, I got in trouble. It makes no sense.
You disagree with the rules, right?
I don't disagree with the rules. I'm just saying...
Well, this is what you just said, isn't it? You disagree with the rules.
You can't always apply them in certain situations.
I think you are protesting because we're putting boundaries and we are standing by those boundaries, and you don't like the fact that we put rules in place. Yeah.
There's no reason why you should be telling me what to do with my life. You're entitled to your opinion, but my opinion isn't going to change because you don't like it. It's not so much.
What would it be, positive or negative? Positive. Positive. So if we divide a positive by a negative, what would that give us?
Negative.
Negative.
Lamar does often give the impression that he doesn't need the school. He doesn't need the support or help that we're giving him.
So negative divided by negative is?
He needs to grow out of that because he has a year before he sits his GCSEs. If not, I can tell you what his face will look like on results day.
What is X? 0.
Now, to begin with, guys, you can all see the sheet of paper on your desk. We are going to be doing this in test conditions for the first quarter of an hour.
-6 and 4.
3.
-6.
All right, Shalil, how are we doing?
All right.
It's fantastic work from you.
We just don't know about these.
Perfect, yeah.
I thought it was over. I told you.
You're exactly right.
You told me. I was telling
But the
you.
important thing is...
I do get work done a lot. I've got high levels and that. Teachers call me a bright student. But with the behaviour, I need to, like, cut it down a bit because if I do get into more trouble, then it could lead to who I don't want to be, which is a stupid guy that leaves with, like, Fs.
As a result of losing his temper yesterday lunchtime, Miss Hillman has asked Halil to her office to talk about his punishment.
She's called multitasking. You'll never be able to do it because you're not a woman. Hi, Lynn. Is Shemaine down there? Oh, you couldn't find a child and send it up to me. Oi!
Does that make sense? I don't think that makes sense.
What skills and experience do you have that make you suitable for this job at this time?
That makes you.
That make... Right, you shouldn't be reading my emails. Right, sit. OK, I understand the way I behaved yesterday was wrong, and I apologise for this. You do mean this, don't you?
Yeah. It will not happen again.
And it better not, Halil. I mean it. Learning how to apologise is really important for Halil. His pride, his loss of face is so important to him. So I am going to arrange an hour's community service for you. I think that's fair.
Okay.
We have a responsibility to teach him that. Actually, it's about being a man and saying, I accept I was wrong.
Fuck life, bro. It's the fuck life.
Because, you know, that worry about losing the pride and losing his face could potentially land him in an awful lot of trouble in the future.
Minimum wage.
Hello, you're not getting paid for this, so I hate to break it to you.
Nah, mate, nah.
I'm going to say sleep again. When I say sleep, you're going to go 100 times deeper into hypnosis. Deep breath. I'm going to sleep and go down even deeper and deeper and deeper. 10 times deeper now, and go even deeper, deeper and deeper and deeper.
OK, Anwar, is there any chance you can do this out on the street? Because I want everyone to go home now.
Yeah!
All right?
So you ruined it, man.
Have a nice afternoon. Thank you very much, people. Well done.
Assistant head teacher Mr. Palumbo has been at Frederick Bremer for 18 months.
I don't need Jedi mind tricks, OK? Let's go home, though.
They run faster down the corridor when they hear me come in.
I just came walking here, sir.
You just came walking. Well, one of you just ran down here. So let's have a look and see if I can work out who that was, Patrick. Oh, looks very much like it could have been you.
Mr. Palumbo is pretty obsessional about adherence to rules.
Your heart's telling me that... You just ran down here. I think you were running. Go and have a seat in there. You need to calm down. Oh, I'm finished with you yet. I think you were running. Go and have a seat in there.
And can be like a dog with a bone.
You know who it is, I can tell you that straight away. You do.
He spends a lot of time undercover. And he's very pragmatic as well. Some would call him stubborn.
Hello, intervention room, the place of pain. What was I told I was? The Sheriff of Nottingham.
Who's the strictest teacher at school?
Palumbo. Mr. Palumbo, yeah.
What do you think of Mr. Palumbo?
It's a hard one.
Might get excluded for this.
He's annoying.
Do you know what? I haven't got the best eyesight, but I swear I've just seen Saf and Hassan doing a runner.
Mr. Palumbo has built up his fierce reputation amongst the students, despite being partially sighted.
It's no secret that I haven't got great eyesight. What it comes down to is a sixth sense.
Sir, you've not seen no missing children?
I haven't, no. What I would advise you do, if you have the time, is go and have a quick look out in the playground. In particular, over by the bushes.
I have no idea how Mr. Palumbo does it in terms of his eyesight. Weirdly enough, if I'm on the radio asking, oh, you know, I'm inside, can anybody see such and such a kid? It's always Alex that will find them.
Out we come, out we come, out we come. Joke's over. Out you come, Nico. Right, let's go.
All right, miss. It's 11:30 a.m. Lamar has been sent to see Hazel, a non-teaching member of staff who deals with student behaviour.
Hello, miss.
Lamar's in there, yeah?
Morning, Lamar.
Morning, sir. He's in trouble for skipping a recent detention.
Lamar, is it you didn't go, or is it that you turned up and then walked out?
I didn't go.
Why not?
Because I had an appointment.
This Wednesday, the school is closed due to a national teachers' strike, and Mr. Palumbo has a surprise in store for Lamar.
Well, here's the situation, Lamar. It would be ridiculous for us to have you out of class now, when we could have you in on Wednesday to make up that time.
What? Wednesday?
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Why not?
Because I've got to go to work with my mum.
I'll ring Mum and make arrangements.
Well, I'd rather just stay in here today.
But that's not the way it works, Lamar, because you and I both know that the bigger sanction would be for you to be here on Wednesday.
Does he like you, do you think?
I would guess Lamar wouldn't choose me as one of his friends.
When he's near me, sometimes I'm just like, I just won't look at him. I'll put my head down, or I'll just try to avoid looking at him. Because if I look at him, I'm just gonna get more angry because I know he's there.
To be in on Wednesday.
Okay, so I'm telling you now, I'm not coming in on Wednesday.
Right, well, I'm going to ignore that, Lamar.
I'm just not coming in on a day off. There's no way.
Lamar, let's not set boundaries and barriers.
I'm being completely honest with you. I'm not coming in on Wednesday. It's that simple.
Thank you, Lamar. Have a good day.
I don't mind going back to lesson, but...
Lamar lives at home with Mum and, you know, Dad's not living with him. He takes that position of the alpha male at home. Of course, he comes into school and he sometimes finds it difficult to resign that position.
I'm sorry, I'm not coming on Wednesday.
Don't hang yourself.
But he just has to make the situation difficult.
Don't sit there going to him, I'm not coming, I'm not coming, I'm not coming. Because you'll lose.
I just strongly dislike this guy.
It's 8:20 a.m.
Hello, this is Miss Hillman speaking, the deputy head. Hello, I have picked up that there was this awful situation last night. We've identified one of the boys. I've got somebody on the door at the moment, waiting the moment he arrives into school.
I got nicked yesterday, fam. I was in a cell for 5 hours, fam.
I'm really, really sorry on behalf of the school. Bye-bye. Right.
Overnight, it's emerged that Year 8 student Halil was with a group of boys when a phone was stolen.
Hazel. Hello, Miss Hillman.
Yeah, I need Halil picked up, please.
Will do, miss.
He spent the evening being questioned by the police.
I gotta go back to the police station.
Hello, Harriet. Could you possibly ring Halil's granddad, please? Involvement with the police, of course, rings alarm bells. I do worry about this goes beyond being a bit cheeky in a lesson. This actually goes to, I want to make a reputation for myself.
Halil is looked after by his granddad, a retired Cypriot police detective. Miss Hillman has called him in to discuss the incident.
OK, thanks for coming in. The evidence that the school has is that Halil was there and that he was not discouraging the boy who took the phone. But I think by being there and by being in school uniform, you brought our school into disrepute, OK?
But Miss, I wasn't really involved. All I did was run with them, that's it.
Yeah, but by not standing up to it, Halil, you've become involved. You know, you're a strong character, Halil. You need to use that strength to say, I don't want to be part of this. I know what's right and I know what's wrong.
At one point, I was thinking of, like, trying to find out who had the phone and then, like, try to find out who this guy was. But then, like, on the other side was a panicky side because, like, I thought, like, if I do, like, it wouldn't end up good for me either, so...
But obviously you didn't make those choices. You've got a 2-day exclusion now. You need to reflect on the fact, do you want to be a member of this school community that's proud to be here, that gives something back, that gets great GCSE results, or do you want to make the decisions that mean that you won't be with us for much longer?
How did you really feel being in a police cell?
It didn't feel right, because my granddad had to come out to the station. It's not good seeing your grandchild getting put in a cell.
I do believe Halil, because the reason I'm saying that is he never ever lies to me, especially to me.
I felt like a bad person because I'm 13 years old and I'm in a cell already. Like, it's not where I belong at this age. It's not where I belong at any age, to be honest, but it's not a good place to be.
You're a bright boy, Halil. He's only in year 8. By the time he reaches year 11, he could be one of our star pupils with GCSE after GCSE after GCSE. Or things could go wrong for you. I don't know which way you're going to go. I really don't.
As a result of his actions, Halil will spend the rest of the day in the intervention room before serving a 2-day exclusion at home with his granddad.
My granddad looks after us. He's basically my dad. I used to live with my mum for a little bit, but she's got a disability called MS and she can't look after us. It's a rare disability and there's no cure to it.
How's that been for you?
Hard. Like, she's done her best, like, I still love her as a mother, like, she hasn't done nothing wrong. Yeah, so, like, yeah.
Halil, look at me. OK? I know you can behave, but I think you really do need to look at the circle that you're in, changing that circle.
I worry a lot about Halil. He's a bright boy who consciously does some very silly things.
And some of the decisions he's making.
Yeah. He needs boundaries, that's all he needs. He needs people to be enforcing things that they say are going to happen.
Because he is one that I would put at being at risk in the next year or so.
Well, I mean, at risk or gone beyond that risk.
Relationships with mums are very, very strong relationships. And I think, you know, when you're going through teenage angst, you need your mum.
You only get put on their radar when you misbehave.
It is hard. It's hard when you're that age to have to deal with those things. And I think resilience is one of the best qualities you can give to children. And he's got to find that resilience, or he's, you know, he's going to mess up.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Miss Smith.
How are we?
Top.
Top banana?
Absolutely.
It's Wednesday morning, and the day of the National Teachers' Strike.
Does anybody want a We Want Gove Out t-shirts? Slightly large, but I have a selection of them.
Mr. Palumbo is hoping that Year 10 student Lamar will turn up for his detention, despite saying he wouldn't come in.
Rules are there for a reason, but at the end of the day, if no one breaks them, they wouldn't have been made. So in order for rules to be made, someone has to break them.
So do you believe in discipline?
I kind of do.
How about when you're on the receiving end of Mr. Plumbo's discipline?
Don't believe it at all. Squaw.
I thought someone said they weren't coming.
My mum made me come in.
He said, I ain't coming in, miss. And you should be in uniform.
I love you, miss. I love you, miss. I love you, miss.
I got you a 7:30.
Hello, sir. You all okay? Right. I'm just double checking. Tim's here, Brandon's here, Lamar's here. Right, lovely. We've got to work out a good behaviour deal for them.
So is it good that you backed down?
I think so.
Part of our role as a school is to make sure kids are prepared for adult life, and when they walk out into the big bad world, they are going to have to comply to the rules. They are going to have to meet the same expectations that are put on them by their boss, and I think we are training them for that ultimately.
It's the beginning of a new week at Frederick Bremer.
My glue's rubbish. My birthday's coming up. I'd like a new glue stick from you, Nico, please.
How old are you going to be?
23.
Three?
Am I going to get away with that? 23, yes. Next.
OK, what we're looking at today is we're going to explore the different denominations in Christianity, OK, or the different types.
Denominations.
Halil is back at school after his 2-day exclusion. The authorities have accepted that he was not responsible for the theft of the phone.
Tell me the main details what make Roman Catholics.
They study the Bible in a methodical approach. They believe in salvation.
Salvation. Do you know what salvation is?
If you have done wrong, you can be saved.
Yeah.
Oh, how did I
know?
Halil's got choices to make over the next few years about who he follows and who he wants to be like. And actually, we need to help him to realise that great role models, successful people, are not perhaps the people that he thinks they are.
It's a nice day today. Let's go chill out, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah?
The school police officer has been asked to speak to Halil as a result of his recent brush with the law.
What's going on with you at the moment? Been in trouble recently? Been to a police station recently? And now at school, you're getting into problems again. So come on, tell me what's happening. Anything going on at home that's troubling you?
No.
Is it the people you're hanging around with?
No.
No? That was a bit of a pause there. What do you want to do when you're older?
Be a footballer, and if not, then be a police officer. Because it runs through the family.
Runs through your family? Who else then in your family's a police officer?
Well, my granddad.
OK, excellent. So, police cadets, would that be something you'd be interested in joining them?
Yeah.
Yeah? So if I can get you on the next intake of cadets...
I wouldn't mind being a copy of my granddad. He's been in the police force for, like, a long period of time. His life, it's like an adventure. He's like a hero, to be honest, like...
Come on then.
Is it left foot first?
Start from your left.
Alright, so do you keep it up like that? But no. Is it this foot up and this arm up?
You don't want a TikTok, so go for it. Yeah, we don't put legs. You don't have to bend the knees. Just walk.
It runs through my family, so I'm thinking I should carry it on, but there's people I'm not going to name in my family that's like criminals here.
Now walk with a bit of pride. Back, shoulders back. By the left, quick, march.
I'm not sure which one to go after. Criminal? Police? Criminal? I'm not sure. I'll probably choose police, though.
The biggest one for me is Giroud. I'm an Arsenal fan, and I'm thinking, how are you a pro?
With Lamar fast approaching his final year at school, PE teacher Mr. Aberley wants to talk to him about his plans for the future.
How do you think your football's going?
It's good, sir, but I'm not making as much progress in terms of getting better as I usually am.
What's your position?
Left back, but I'm
Left back.
right-footed.
If football don't work out, are you ready to accept the idea of not being a footballer and having to do a job?
Yes, but no. You don't understand. Like, when I wake up, first thing I want to do is play football.
I do understand. I spent my whole life doing it. Trust me. What's your plan B? Because if you don't make it, it's scary. If football don't work out for you, remember the world is going to keep spinning. You'll see that you've got to start making life choices for yourself. My younger brother, he was a footballer. People were talking about him. He was having trials all the time, and he didn't get a contract, and he fell apart. And I think it really was devastating for him. His whole being was hell-bent on being a footballer, and it changed his life. And I can't imagine, you know, the feeling that I just know that some of these boys are going to go through that.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Plumber. How you doing?
Not too bad.
How's Lamar getting on with you?
Lamar has kept his head down to a degree. I mean, we've got past the first hurdle, which is that he's going to tackle us because we're putting a boundary there.
Yeah.
We've won that one, you know, and now it's about him upping his effort a little bit.
I was kind of thinking, like, you know, what could I do with him? I was thinking, like, on Tuesdays I'm going to take him with me with my Year 9s, and we can help coach the Year 9s. And
what lessons he misses as a consequence?
It's GCSE PE.
Right, OK.
What I like about Lamar is quite a bright boy. He's doing well in his GCSE PE, so he's got other skills that he can use, and if he starts developing them now, it will put him on a few different paths rather than just, you know, go to play football, brick wall, and then what do I do? I was just thinking, why don't you, like, lead, like, some of my class? So, I mean, if you want, I mean, we're doing athletics, so you've got a choice. Yeah. You could do an athletics lesson with me, or we could do football. I'll use you. Yeah? You all right with that?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah? See you later. All right, mate. See you later.
Are you in trouble? No. He wants me on GCSE. He wants me to teach his Year 9 class. Mr. Abbey.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello, Mr. Bell. How are you?
Hello.
Room for another one, sir, down the
Absolutely.
next to Sefton.
Hello?
Halil has been sent to the intervention room after getting in trouble at lunchtime.
Hello? Have the ball, please.
Sorry?
Have the ball, please.
What ball?
Can I have the ball, please, Hello?
Later, sir.
Well, stop showing them. Just give Sir the ball. Come on.
Can I remind you of the school's policy, Hello? When you have something that we don't want you to have, you give it to us, you get it back. When you get it is banned to bounce it in the room. Here's the choice, Hello. You are going to give it to me now, or you're going to protest, and you can sit here until we get your granddad to pick you up at 3 o'clock tomorrow. So what's it going to be, Hello?
Maybe. I'll see.
I'm going to give you 2 minutes. If you haven't given me the ball by then, I'm phoning your granddad.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, is that, Harriet? Could you get me Halil's granddad's number on the right so that we can call him? Because I want to speak to granddad. Thank you very much. OK. Right, Makeda, Paige, you can go. Luke, you can go. Yes, you can go.
I'm allowed to go.
You can go. Right, hello, you're not.
Yeah, I am. They said.
You sit down, young man. This ball I'm giving to your grandfather.
No, no.
Because this is how it started. Well, with all due respect, Halil, watch me. Right, sit down.
No. Fuck that, man. Not my dickhead.
Right, Halil's not to leave there. I'm going to phone his granddad now.
Listen, no.
That's fine.
What?
Don't what me, young man. In the intervention room.
My granddad, he says he gets embarrassed from keep on coming to school. I start to feel like an idiot and then ashamed.
Why's that?
I don't know, I just love him too much.
Hello, let me just ask you this question. Do you think when you were bouncing the ball continuously in the room,
Well, I wasn't... No,
despite me saying to you that you need to stop that and give me the ball, do you think that was
I
helping?
put it away, it was in my pocket.
Hello.
Do you think when I asked you to give me the ball and you were playing, oh, go on, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, do you think that was helping?
No, you're the one that said 2 minutes.
Okay. I think we're going to need to draw a line into this. Do you understand why you're here today?
Yeah,
Why are you here today?
for nothing.
Well, you don't understand then, do you? I believe that you'll be able to apologise. I'm shocked by the way that you have behaved today, and I don't like what I'm seeing. The reason you are sitting here is because of your behaviour and because of choices you made. And I know you're upset, Halil, but you look like everybody else is to blame for this situation. Right, considering how disrespectful you're now being through your body language, I'm going to ask your granddad to take you home. And I think we're going to need to exclude you.
Look at me. I am 61 and I do still keep my some parts of my uniform because I do proud of my school. Because they did educate me, they did prepare me for my future. They spent so much time on my future, for my future.
Hello? Can you look at me, please? Can you look at me, please? You can choose to be angry, or you can choose to make the problem okay. Yeah?
No problem.
I'll take you downstairs.
Come on.
Thank you, miss.
He knows he's done the wrong thing, and he understands that deep down. He's just choosing not to hear it at the moment. He needs time and he needs space to be able to reflect.
Hello? Do us all one favour. Think very carefully about this. Never let this happen again. A lot of people here do a lot of things for you. Look out for you, make sure you're right, spend time talking to you. And what you're doing is you're putting all those people against you now.
Stand up.
You're being too proud, Halil. You don't think you can back down and admit you were wrong because you think that's a sign of weakness. And I know your grandfather well enough to know that he would give you the opposite advice. And actually the strength comes from knowing when you're wrong and dealing with it and moving on. All right? So you need to think about that, and then when you come back after Easter, you need to show us you're strong. Okay? Thank you very much, Fender.
It's the beginning of the summer term at Frederick Bremer.
You're calling us. Guys, hurry up, please. Come on. Morning, Carisha. Morning, Miss. Blazer on, please.
Come on, come and take a seat.
Halil is back at school after being excluded for refusing to apologise to Mr. Palumbo.
Right, Halil, have a seat.
He's been asked to meet with Miss Smith and Head of Year 8, Mr. Bullen.
Right, tell me why you're here.
Because I got excluded.
Why did you get excluded?
For being rude to her.
Right. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The mistakes you made?
Yes, miss.
Right. You're going to apologise to Mr. Palumbo. Is that understood?
Yeah. Yes, miss.
Thank you. We will do everything we can, but it is up to Halil. You are one of the people in this school that I know knows the difference between right and wrong. Okay? And that's a real strength. That's a real quality of yours. And I don't want you to lose that honesty.
Yes, miss.
Okay? It's so important we do ensure that pupils take responsibility for their actions, because humility And understanding and tolerance are really important values. And I'm hoping that's what we'll start seeing in Halil. But at the end of the day, it's up to him.
I know you don't want to be naughty.
Sometimes I just can't control myself.
Nah, but you did today. So that's proving you can control it. You're choosing not to control it, okay?
The reason Lamar's here is he obviously wants to follow his dream and be a footballer, but he actually sees that if I don't make it as a footballer, which less than 1% of people do actually make it, you know, he knows that he's got to have something else in his life. And he's here because he wants to help out and he wants to get some experience. So this is somebody that you can be looking up to.
1, 3, 5, don't bounce, 7, 9, not to bounce.
I'm realistic. I'm not gonna sell myself any dreams and say, yeah, I'm gonna be a footballer. The chances of me being a footballer are literally this big.
When you're up, the wind is blowing against you. That's why when you do sprints, you're meant to wear tight stuff. So
Mr. Abley, I told him I was coming for his job and he was like, I can have it.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers, buddy. Brilliant. You want to come next week as well?
Yeah.
And the week after?
Mr. Abley sent for me today and he says to me, you were teaching the class and you were doing a brilliant job of it. And it's something he wants you to do more of. Right? Which I'm delighted to support. But I'm going to do it under one condition. You have 3 weeks left of this half term. And I want to see not a single negative thing. And as an acknowledgement of that, you will be coaching Year 9s in sport. And we will keep that going until we get a problem. And then what do you think will happen if the problem comes up?
I won't be able to do it anymore, but there won't be a problem. So
Good. There we go. Perfect. Thank you.
I'm just going to get my head down and get my grades, because at the end of the day, there's no retakes. Just going to keep my football going, but also have a backup plan if it doesn't work.
So one portion's 3.
Now, especially while I was being a teacher and assistant myself, I can definitely see it from their point of view and understand why certain things have to be done.
So maybe you're a bit more like Mr. Plumber than you realise.
No. Never, ever, ever, ever.
Right, numbering off. Start at 1, he shouts 1, you shout 2, you shout 3. You go all the way down till you get to you shout your number, and then you shout last person staff. Number, off!
1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last person staff.
Well done. OK.
It's 7:30 p.m. and the new intakes of police cadets are beginning their training.
March. First position we're going to teach you is to stand easy. Feet are shoulder width apart. Attention! Squad! Squad! Good.
It's hysterical because Halil's right in the middle. He's not even coming up to their shoulders.
Ankles together. Arms by your sides. Listen to the word of command.
How did it go this morning with Halil and Grandad?
Halil was in a completely different place. He should have apologised to you, and if he's not, he's going to do it tomorrow.
He's not done it yet.
Well, he's got to do it.
Hands by your sides. Look forward, young man. Squad!
The classroom has a significant impact on the piece of paper that you get when you leave when you're 16. But all the other things that make up the school day are the things that also have significant impact on the individual that comes to pick up that piece of paper when they're 16.
Squad! Shun! Slightly better.
With Halil, when he has gone through the anger, he does care about rebuilding relationships. I think he's one of those students that really cares about what the adults in the school and in his life think about him. And I think that means we'll probably win with Halil because he does care.
Done that! Easy! OK, you get in there for your first week, you get in there.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Corridor. Hello, how are you? Look
Sir, I
forward to
came
seeing
to
you.
apologise.
Thank you. Do you want to just walk with me? I can give you the time. Can we come out of the corridor, please, people? Thank you. That way, that way, that way, that way. La 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 la. Right, come in, have a seat. Hello. Right. Do you want to say to me nicely?
Sorry for being rude that day, sir.
Yeah, why was it? Hello.
I don't know, just because I got sent in for no reason, so I was a bit wound up.
I can hear that. You made a small thing into a big thing.
Yeah, I know.
Right. I appreciate you've made the time to apologise now. I appreciate you've obviously had to think about this over a long time.
Yeah.
Now you've apologised, I'm happy to move on. But do us all a favour.
Yeah.
Right? On Tuesday night, you're there in the police cadets.
Yeah.
Right? You look absolutely brilliant.
Thanks.
Yeah? Let me see a bit more of that.
All right, then.
Yeah? But you've got to remember, ultimately, we're not going to shout at you like the drill sergeant does.
Nah.
Yeah? But if it comes to it, you need to respect what is said as if it's shouted at you.
Yes, sir.
OK? Thank you. Right. We're done. Have a good day.
You too, sir. I have a feeling that I'm not going to go down the wrong path. Like, I have changed a lot. It might take more courage to be good, like, instead of bad, because it's much easier to be naughty than good.
What kind of man do you want to be?
A good man. A really good man.
What's a good man?
My granddad.
Next time.
Team Sheila!
Vote for DK. Election fever hits Frederick Bremer.
Who did you vote for? I'm not telling you.
An unlikely contender is taking on the favourites.
Oh, hello. Did it see you there?
Joshua never crossed my path before.
The whole school must decide.
The new head girl and head boy are...
Find out what previous students from our educating schools wish they had done differently in Educating What I Wish I'd Known. Available now on 4OD. Next tonight, British criminals who keep offending and the efforts of the police to keep them on the straight and narrow. Cops and robbers.